Starting with the United States in 2010, global Atomy continued expansion. As Atomy became more global, there were needs that global members wanted the most. I'm not good at Korean. Is there any way to check the product information in English to help the overseas partners and do everything from purchase to delivery? A new product has been launched in Korea, and it will take some time before it is launched in the Atomy US shopping mall. What do I have to do to buy the product right away? Is there a way to send the product to a friend in Spain right from the shopping mall? I'd like to purchase Atomy products. I can't find a sponsor who can speak Korean. Can I buy it myself? We have prepared for Atomy overseas members. Operates in English. Overseas members can purchase directly and receive delivery more easily. Experience at Gmall. From acquiring product information to ordering, payment, and delivery all at once. Shall we learn more about how to purchase Atomy products at Gmall? Order. Please select a destination for delivery. Overseas members, except for Atomy Korea and Chinese members, can use the service. If you select a shipping location, Atomy products available for purchase and delivery are displayed. Payment. You can purchase up to 200,000 won per order with a credit card issued overseas. Since Gmall operates on Korean Standard Time basis, the sales date and credit card payment date are also applied on the same. Please keep this in mind. Delivery. Upon successful purchase, the product will be moved to the warehouse and declared for export. After the export declaration in Korea, the product will be shipped by air. You can receive the product after the official import customs clearance at the destination. At Gmall service, where overseas members purchase and receive delivery directly. Inquiries about use can be made on the customer service bulletin board of @Gmall. Experience @Gmall now.
Atomy's life scenario has been updated in 2020. Please write down your name, membership ID, and affiliated center on the first page. Read both President Park's poem and the life scenario manual. Atomy's new life scenario is divided into 8 parts. Part 1. The bucket list. Here you can make a list of your wishes. Writing tip. Fill them with specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound wishes. Part 2. The life wheel. This part will help you define a balanced life that is fulfilling, loving, learning, and contributing. Writing tip. First, set 8 key words to classify your life goals. Second, evaluate your current situation with a dot and join all the dots to create your life wheel. Last, write your goals in detail. Part 3. Big Plan 3. Here you can set and track your promotion goals in Atomy. Writing tip. Give yourself 3 years to achieve your goals and write in detail the target mastership level, income, and PVs. Part 4. The monthly life wheel. Here you can evaluate your progress towards achieving your goals in the life wheel. Writing tip. Your thoughts on values and goals may have been changed over time. You can create a better life wheel by adjusting your goals accordingly. Part 5. Monthly business goals and plans. Here you can write your goals and plans for each month. Writing tip. Write down your monthly business goals and plans using the 8 steps to success. Make a to-do list with specific items needed to be done for your business. At the bottom, your monthly progress can be divided into 2 sections, with records of your income, sales PVs, and mastership level. Keep your commitment to the business by checking your current status. Part 6. The monthly 8 core checklist. This checklist will guide you to do your business effectively. Writing tip. What is 8 core? Reading, watching videos, attending meetings, using products, STP, talking to consumers, consulting sponsors, and building trust. Check every day and mark with an O or an X. Part 7. Monthly 8 Steps to Success Assessment. Here you can write a self-assessment of your own monthly business activities. Writing tip. Evaluate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 on each category of the 8 steps to success. Calculate the growth of your business by connecting these dots and adding up the total score each month. Improve your business by using the self and sponsor feedback and reviewing your actions. Part 8. Diary from my future self. The final part of the life scenario is to write a message from the viewpoint of your future self. Writing tip. Determine how and when you will have achieved your dreams and describe a vivid picture of what will have happened in the future. Check out the example provided by Chairman Han Gil Park. Atomy's life scenario will point you to the right direction for your Atomy business, and it will be a guidebook for the success of all Atomy members. You can find Atomy's new life scenario in Atomy's online shopping mall.
Mabuhay Atomy Philippines! Muling nagbabalik ang inaabangang morning program. Welcome to Good Morning Atomy Philippine Edition, the morning brief for your success. I'm LJ De Leon and I am your host for today. Atomians, kamusta po ang lahat? I hope everyone had a meaningful holiday celebration with your family and loved ones. So from Atomy Philippines, we all wish you a healthy and wealthy 2026. Okay, so before we proceed with our program today, may we know your 2026 resolutions? Ano nga po ba yung mga gusto nyong baguhin from the past, di ba? So I'd like to read it in the comment section below. Ayan, mag-comment lang po kayo at babasahin po namin yan mamaya. Ayan. So, talagang malamig pa rin ang simoy ng hangin, ano? So, nauuso na naman po ang sipon, ang ubo. So, let's take care of ourselves syempre, by taking our supplements, especially our Hemohim, vitamin C. Ayan. So, na makakatulong talaga para po sa pag-boost ng ating immune system. At huwag natin kalimutan mag-mask kapag tayo ay lalabas. So now, if you are ready to begin our program, we prepared series of lectures for you to be motivated to start your year. So are you all ready? Of course, you are. So let's watch this humanities lecture video. Panoorin po natin ito.
We hear the phrase, always seek change, all the time. It is a common piece of advice, yet it's hard to follow. Very hard. But there is something even harder. Shift your perspective. Now, how do we do that? People always say that shifting your perspective can change the world. And I think it's true that, in many cases at least, a simple change in perspective turns the world upside down. Was Uber really a groundbreaking innovation? Was a smartphone truly a revolutionary invention? No. Their genius wasn't in creating new concepts, but in seeing differently and recombining existing ideas. A simple approach transformed these visionaries into billion-dollar unicorns and reshaped history. Very often, we see examples of people taking the same resources but producing completely different results. And when we hear about such cases, many of us cannot help but think to ourselves, why am I not able to do that? It can be discouraging. How can we break out of familiar patterns and look at things from a fresh perspective? The truth is, telling yourself that you need to see things differently isn't enough. In fact, sometimes the harder you try, the more stuck you actually feel. Oftentimes. But there is a powerful approach that offers a solution to this problem. Many cognitive psychologists, myself included, consider this discovery to be one of the most defining moments in the field. It turns out that people who are exceptionally creative and capable of reshaping the world with their unique perspectives are not necessarily born different. Instead, it all comes down to whether or not they take advantage of a very simple principle. Okay, let me get to the point. What kind of small change can help us take what already exists and turn it into something that looks completely new? Whether it is in Korea or abroad, various global companies come to me with a request. They ask me to help their top talent become more creative and develop a more innovative way of thinking. And when I do, I bring one single slide, the one you see here. It's the same exact one. Why? Because I want to make it clear that there is nothing else more important than what's on this slide. And also, I bring the objects that go along with it. What you see here are just a few examples, but in reality, I bring hundreds of these objects. Hundreds of objects, all for a single slide. Adults are actually more influenced by this, but for the sake of clarity, let me explain using children as an example. I take this slide and these objects and visit elementary schools. I go into a third grade classroom. Actually, I go to 3 different third grade classes. The difference between classes is small, so I treat them as similar groups. I give each class the exact same objects, the exact same amount of time, and the exact same task to do. The only thing I change is the timing and phrasing of my instructions just slightly. But despite such a small adjustment, the results are dramatically different from one another. In Class 1, I can turn the students into perfectly ordinary kids. In Class 2, I can make them seem quite smart and creative. And in Class 3, I can shape them into the kind of innovative thinkers who could one day represent the country. You might be thinking, well, that's ridiculous, but this is a truly powerful paradigm that cannot fail and has never failed. Let's take a closer look. I start with Class 1. I scatter the objects in front of the kids and say, everyone, pick 5 objects you like and create something new and interesting. The kids look around, but they never pick the bent, twisted, or unusual objects at the bottom. Why? They think they'd be too difficult to work with. Instead, they all choose the plain, predictable ones like the rectangular blocks and the cylinders. About 70% of the boys make cars or trains. Around 80% of the girls build houses. They all end up creating the exact same things. There's no individuality, creativity, originality, or innovation. It's a painful sight, but I leave Class 1 behind and move on to Class 2. So what do I do differently here? I change the timing of my words. I start the same way, by scattering the objects in front of them, but this time I only say, everyone, pick 5 objects that you like. And then I stop talking. Well, at this point, some kids look suspicious because they know I've spent quite some time in Class 1. A few of the more curious ones even ask, is that it? That's all? And here's where I act a little. I say, no, I just figured you were all getting bored waiting for me. Just pick whatever you want. I'm starving, so I'm heading home now. Bye. See you later. Then I walk right out of the classroom, disappearing completely from view. So how do the kids choose now? Their personal preferences start to emerge. They no longer just pick the safe, predictable objects. And what does it mean when personal taste emerges? More and more of them start selecting the unique and unusual ones. They feel a sense of satisfaction in having something different from their classmates. Meanwhile, I watch quietly from behind the door. Once they have all made their choices, I suddenly burst back into the room and say, now take your 5 objects and create something new and interesting. Their expressions immediately go cold. Almost all of them complain, you should have told us that before you left. If I'd known, I wouldn't have picked these. Ugh, what's wrong with that man? He's giving major ick. But here is the thing, something is already changed. Now they can't all create the same thing, because they all pick different objects. And since some chose unusual ones, the number of unique and creative ideas increases dramatically. Compared to Class 1, the difference is striking. But I don't stop there, I move on to Class 3. What do I do in Class 3? This time, I change the order entirely. So, I do not show them the objects right away. I hide them behind a curtain. I start by asking a question. If you could create something new and amazing, what would you make? Since they have no idea what's coming next, their answers are big, bold, and ambitious. Someone always mentions a robot that will preserve world peace. Lots of things that will reunite North and South Korea. Some kids say that they want to invent a smartphone that never needs charging, or a car that runs without fuel. And then others will poke them and say, come on, think bigger. I listen to all their ideas carefully, and then you can probably guess what I do next. I pull back the curtain. But not all at once. I lift it just a little at first, slow enough for the kids to start realizing what's about to happen. By the time I reveal them all, they know what's coming. And then I say, pick 5 and make what you just described. The reactions vary. Some kids' eyes well up with tears. Others drop their heads in defeat. But then, something incredible happens. Their eyes sharpen. They sharpen a lot. Why? Because now they have to protect the world, unify a country, and create groundbreaking innovations with these objects. And for the first time, they do something that did not ever happen in Class 1 or Class 2. There's real creativity. They start turning the objects around. Listen to the sounds they make when they collide. They roll them on the table. Some kids smell them, a few even lick them. I've made it very clear. Why is it so difficult? To change our perspective, because we never go through this kind of process. Experts who specialize in evaluating creativity or assessing the ability to generate ideas have reviewed the results of the students in Class 3. They analyzed how well their creative and innovative thinking has developed. The truly astonishing thing? Their scores were nearly on par with, or in some cases even higher than, those of the students who had won gold medals at the World Student Creativity Olympiad. So are we still stuck in Class 1? Or are we not even at Class 2 yet? Why did we not make it to Class 3? Why did the students in Class 1 end up so ordinary? Because they looked at the tools, then thought about how to use them, and only after that decided on a goal. Humans struggle to imagine big results when they start by looking at small tools. We often assume that to achieve something great, we need big tools or major methods to help us do it. That's why when we begin with small tools, we tend to dream small or set modest goals for ourselves. Conversely, by changing the order, by prioritizing our true aspirations, the tools we have will show opportunities others may not see. And here's the important part. The final goals that the students in Class 3 came up with were so big that they were almost impossible to achieve. What do we, psychologists, or rather, what do people in general call something like that? We call it a dream. In psychology, dreams and goals serve completely different functions. Dreams shouldn't be so big that they seem impossible to achieve. Goals, on the other hand, have a clear destination that can be seen and measured. Once a goal is set, there needs to be a plan to reach it. The reality is that most people only have 1 or 2 of these 3 things. Some people have dreams so big they seem unattainable. Some have clear goals that define where they need to go. Others have a detailed plan to achieve their goals. It's those with all 3 of them who really accomplish incredible things. Goals without dreams leave you stranded. People who think solely in terms of goals like I will become this or I will earn this much may be able to plan. But once they attain their goal, without a guiding dream, they lack a direction. This subsequent void, coupled with the potential loss of creativity, fuels a negative spiral that they fall into. You need to have a dream. Even if the whole world thinks you are crazy, it doesn't matter. In every language, when people talk about grand aspirations or a vision for the future, they call it a dream. But in those same languages, the word dream also refers to the strange, unrealistic things we imagine while we sleep. Why do all languages use the same word for both? It's because a vision or aspiration should be as big and outrageous as the dreams we have while sleeping. But if all you have is a dream, you'll end up like Don Quixote, chasing illusions. The truth is, most of what people have are just goals, not dreams. A real dream needs to be much bigger. And what's one of the key functions of dreams? A dream is not just something you aim to achieve. It's there to change how you see the small tools you have. Do you have a dream, a goal, and a plan? Or are you someone who only has a dream without any clear, concrete goals. Many people fall into the second category. There's also many with only goals, working hard every day but feeling stuck and exhausted because they cannot see beyond them. Only having a grand dream paired with a tangible goal fuels lasting drive. You may have heard of the 10,000-hour rule. The idea is that if you dedicate enough time and effort to something, you can develop exceptional skills in it. But why is it only a small number of people actually do this? As cognitive psychologists, we believe that lacking either a dream or a goal significantly diminishes your chances of truly ever succeeding.
That lecture is truly timely for the new year, right? So wherever you are in life, you can always restart. You can always change your mindset, and you can always have bigger dreams and goals in life so you can push yourself to your full potential. Ayan. So I hope ma-align po natin, no? It's not too late para ma-realign yung mindset natin for this new year. Okay, so now moving forward, we'll be hearing a lecture from no other than Atomy Chairman, Mr. Park Han-gil. Let's all watch this.
We have our own know-how. Our company has something that no one can follow. We have a core capability that no other company is able to follow. This right here is what we call true know-how. Atomy has an advantage. We have our very own know-how. It's not widely known. Someone said this to me in our early stages. Atomy's compensation plan is incredible, but what if other companies were to copy it? To which I said that it doesn't really make any difference if they do that or not. Know-how isn't something that can just be taught or copied. Others can copy our entire compensation plan, but our company has something that others can't copy. It's something that can't even be taught. Here's an example. Super synergy of united heart. Can this be easily copied? I don't think that anyone can. Do you know why? Because we were almost unable to pull it off ourselves. But Atomy has one major asset. It's got an extremely stubborn chairman. When I said that we needed to practice super synergy of the united heart and unite, at first the Royal Club members asked, "Are we gods? How can we pull this off?" I asked them to fly to the US and to give lectures there. I asked them to go once a month on duty and to make separate trips to the East and West. But most leaders don't even have partners in the US. They don't have any. So they asked how it could be possible for them to fly over there and to meet people who weren't even their partners, using their own money and resources just to give lectures. I didn't think it was going to be easy. If you haven't said something 10 times, then it's like you really haven't said it at all. Bear that in mind. In countries like the US, Japan, and Canada, one person flew over and went around only to the places where they had partners. Then the next person flew over and they went around to where their partners were. And in this case, you have to do this every month. In order for business to roll smoothly and for you to make partners, you have to go overseas once a month to do a seminar. But should even people without partners in the US do the same? They do. Why? So that we can cover the entire world. The only way for leaders is to efficiently divide up the work. That way, we can globalize and dominate the international market. Otherwise, everyone has to hunt down partners all on their own. Doing this every month puts money in your account. But in order for us to dominate the global market, we have to practice super synergy of the united heart. We must divide up the work at the risk of just wasting our profits. I would repeat this until 2 or 3 a.m., even during 2-day retreats. I would call meetings after breakfast, and I'd talk about this for the entire morning. I'd just be saying the same thing over and over. At every single meeting, I resolved from the start to say it 10 times. I'd just say it without any compunction to people who had heard the same thing just over and over and over again. And after about the 6th time, a few people said, let's just do what he wants, since he's not going to stop repeating himself. So after saying it about 6 times, they decided to do something. When I announced the 7th meeting, they told me that they'd already divided up the duties and there was no need to have another meeting. They can copy everything else, but they can't copy this. So, another impressive thing about our leaders is that they actually follow through on what their chairman says. Is that due to their kindness or their intelligence? It's their intelligence. It's not that they're kind, but they are intelligent. How is this business now that you've tried it? You keep doing it because it gets better and more fun. The leaders were intelligent and they figured that out. Our leaders are extremely bright and intelligent. Everyone, when I see a fraud, they strike me as more stupid than evil. It's much better to live honestly. If you look at the people living well in the world, those who live honestly live much better than those who live dishonestly. Those who live dishonestly think that nobody has them figured out, but everyone has. And the dishonest person continues to lie, and they live in delusion. Atomy has a core capability that cannot be copied by anyone, and that is our honesty. We never scam people with our products. We have never lied at Atomy. Not even once. Of course, since I'm not perfect, I can make mistakes. Mistakes can happen when you don't know something. But we would never scam our contractors, members, or consumers. We never do that. To scam is to be stupid. There may be people who can be scammed once or twice, but nobody can be scammed forever. That's a road only to failure. Being honest and being perfect are different. So, Atomy truly does business with a conscience. It does things honestly. This is the core capability that cannot be copied by other companies, and that is our true know-how.
Thank you for that lecture, Chairman Park Han-gil. So at this point, we already know that Atomy is different from the rest, di ba po? We have a solid foundation. So Atomy is consensus, Atomy is honest. We have a solid foundation where others cannot copy. Most especially, we have Chairman Park, di ba? The most respected CEO that really they cannot copy. Do you all agree? Yes, and now moving forward to our last lecture for this morning, let's all hear kung ano nga po ba yung sikreto ng ating mga Imperial Master kung paano sila nag-succeed sa paggawa ng business na ito. So without further ado, panoorin po natin ito.
The work we do, the results come out after. The things you do every day compound. You do not get the results right away from what you do now.
Hello, nice to meet you.
I am an Imperial Master, Guang Yalkin. After purchasing a vacation home in Gaeryong Mountain, it's been my pleasure to see the sunset overlooking Gaeryong Mountain. Looking at the mountain, wow, I can enjoy this life of leisure now because I have conquered the high mountain called Atomy. I thought to myself, many people have come to a place called Atomy with a hope to succeed. But thinking about it, many people who came to this beautiful mountain called Atomy, they came here to tour this place or to conquer this mountain, are confused whether many people say they want to become a successful person. But I don't see the things that want to conquer. If you really want to become an Imperial Master, you must have a different mindset from the beginning. The mountain called Atomy, many have conquered. You can also conquer it, but you must conquer 7 peaks and need a training camp to do so. That training place is called the salesperson phase. Most of you are impatient and greedy. It is because in this first mountain called salesperson, you are not trained well enough. When I first started this work, I lived in a place with a 3 million won deposit and 300,000 won rent. I started Atomy business on March 1st, and the first thing I told the landlord was, I got fired from my company, so I can't pay the monthly rent. I'll leave this when this 3 million won deposit runs out. Please don't call me till then. I had exactly 10 months to achieve my goals. I had to achieve my goals in 10 months. I thought I couldn't continue living if I didn't. Therefore, my first goal was to become a Sharon Rose Master from the beginning. From March 1st, I sold the products day and night. With my hard work, I was very close to becoming a sales master in the first month, but could not become one. So, in the second month, from April 1st, I set my goal to become a sales master and challenged myself. But after getting started, unfortunate things had happened. My challenge to become a sales master had ended in just 5 days, so I challenged myself again. It takes a lot to become a diamond master, doesn't it? But I told myself, let's push ahead, and tried to become a diamond master, but without any preparation. Would it be easy or difficult to become a diamond master? I had to borrow credit cards to complete the sales. I was betting on myself. Guess what the outcome was? I had become a team leader, but now that I think about it, the sales master phase is very important. You need to learn everything properly during this period to move up. I thought to myself, you will probably think it is important to move up to a certain position right away. But if you don't have the know-how to get to that position, that you won't be able to maintain that position, you will drop back down. Achieved position is not your position. If you truly want to succeed through Atomy now, you should pile up the know-how. The training that you need first, training to make new customers from the Sharon Rose Masters of Good Morning Atomy. You will find many speeches. In those speeches, how to have a home party, how to make contacts on the road, and how to build customer loyalty. You will find plenty of information. By utilizing them, you should make your own know-how. Do those who usually make it to the top of a high mountain train for it first? Then how long? 10 years? You should not train for too long. During the salesperson phase, they want 1 year from you. You will get enough training during that period. All positions begin from the salesperson. If you are a diamond master, you get two salespeople. If you are a Sharon Rose master, you get 12 in total salespeople. What about Imperial Master? I have not counted them exactly, but you shall get about 5,000 salespeople in about 15 days. All successes begin from how you make new salespeople by piling up your know-how on how to make new salespeople. Imperial Master is made. Do not be afraid to challenge yourself to become a salesperson. Become a professional in making salespersons. Become a professional in making new salespeople. That was the easiest thing I've ever done. You just need to conquer the mountain called salesperson properly and just teach and move forward. From then you can also conquer the mountain called Atomy and enjoy a rich life. I hope you do. See you at the top.
It is inspiring how Atomy can change the life of an ordinary individual. Kaya, wag po tayong mahihiyang i-share ang Atomy products at ang business natin sa iba. Let's be proud that we are part of this company, so let's keep on sharing our products. Okay, so Atomians, before we end, here are some announcements from Atomy Philippines. So here's the January 2026 seminar schedule. So we are back with our regular programming po. So we'll be having our one-day seminar every Thursday. And we have our first Atomy Showcase Day on Friday. Ayan, so tignan nyo lamang po ang ating seminar schedule. Nakikita po ninyo sa inyong mga screens. Next. So we're inviting everyone to attend our January Success Academy, the Imperial Master, Mr. Che Gyu Jung. So the registration will end on Friday, January 9. So make sure po na mag-register na po tayo. So, and also we'll be awarding our newest Star Master during this Success Academy. So make sure to attend. We have limited slots only. And we are inviting everyone to attend our regional one-day seminar. So if you have business partners, family members, or prospects na residing po in Bacolod and Iloilo, please invite them to attend our regional one-day seminar. Our Bacolod one-day seminar is on January 28, and our Iloilo one-day seminar is on January 30. Ayan. And we are also inviting you all to do the challenge po para makasama sa ating Korea Success Tour in Songnisan. Ayan. So, bisitahin nyo po ang aming Facebook page, ang ating website to know more about this Korea Success Tour. And a reminder to please submit your sworn statement po. So, it will be until January 15, 2026 po. And to all our center heads, we'll be having our center head meeting. So we'll be announcing the schedule po on our group chat. So ayan. And that's all for our Good Morning Atomy. Muli, this is LJ De Leon and this has been Good Morning Atomy Philippine Edition. See you again on our next Mabuhay Atomy Philippines. Aja! Happy New Year, everyone! Thank you for tuning in. God bless us all.